And welcome to Target 45, using graphs to solve equations. Use graphs to solve the equation for x is what it says. This has all x's in the question. So the only thing we care about is the x in the answer. The reason why I say that is because in order to actually do these questions, you're going to be plugging them in your calculator and finding the point of intersection. And when you graph a couple of things, like here's my little graph, and woohoo, I graph this and then I graph this or something, and they curve and they hit each other, whatever, I always have a point of intersection or points of intersection. And like this point is going to have a coordinate, let's say it was 2, 7. Well, it has an x and a y. But we don't care about that because the key to this is there's only x's in the question, so we only need to put x's in our answer. So we care about the x coordinate, which is the first coordinate. The x coordinate of the point of intersection is what solves an equation for x. The x coordinate of point of intersection. And that is what we are looking for. So if I can find the x coordinate of the point of intersection, then I know I'm finding what I'm supposed to. So then it just simply comes down to, do you know how to put this in your calculator? So what I do is, I type it up, and it looks like this on my calculator screen. So I put the first side of the equation as my y1, the right-hand side of my equation as y2. So when you look at this, this side of the equal sign, there's the equal sign, this side becomes y1, this side becomes y2, and I type those in my calculator, and here's what I have. And then obviously I push graph. And when I push graph, the graph comes up, and you'll notice that my window is kind of messed up a little bit. So I'm going to do a zoom 6, and zoom 6 resets my window if at any time that I'm in the wrong window and can't see what I want. That's what I push. Now, you need to notice approximately how many places is this thing crossing it. One is going to be down here. It's going to happen off screen. We can't even see it yet. But it is going to take place where this parabola comes down, hits the hyperbola. There's going to be one down here. There's going to be one here because the parabola comes up and hits, and then it comes back down and hits again. So there's two more right there, so there's 3 total answers to this question. To get them, we're going to use these buttons on the calculator, the second calc and the trace button, and or the table. So here we go. I'm going to push second calc. When I do that, I'm going to select number 5 because I want to find the point of intersection. And right now, what I'm noticing on my calculator screen is that it's telling me it's on the first y1 curve, which is 12 divided by x, which is that hyperbola, but it's at point 0, and it has y comma nothing. So I need to arrow over to the right a little bit to get actually a point that exists. And then when I do that, then I am basically just sliding along that curve. I'm actually right up there right now. I can see my little box car sliding along. And then I'm going to do enter, because I already did my second calc intersect. I'm going to go enter, 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 and I'm just going to keep pushing enter, and it's going to find the point of intersection of those two. So there's one of them at 3, 4. So there's one point of intersection. 3 is one of the answers. Now I know it hit there, but it's also going to hit over here. So I need to push trace, and I need to activate it so that it moves over close to where I think the next point is. Trace lets you slide along these graphs. Then go second calc, intersect, enter, 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 and it's going to show up right there. And then now another answer that we've gotten is 4. Now, the only other guy I need to get is this one down here where these two cross. I'm going to push trace again. I'm going to try to slide along the curve, but whoops, I'm on the wrong one. I'm on the hyperbola. I want to ride the parabola. So right now this is telling me I'm in the hyperbola. If you use your up and down arrows on your keyboard, by up and down, then it switches between the two equations. You can see that showing up here. So I push the down arrow, jump to the parabola, slide over a little bit. That's kind of close. I'm blinking where I think about it crosses. Then second calc, intersect, enter, 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 and bam, there it is. It's at -1, -12. So my 3 answers were -1, 3, and 4. Now if I go to the table, I can probably see the same thing. There's -1, and they both are 12, so that's an answer. There's 3, they both show me 4. There is 4, and they both show me 3. So when the y numbers match, the x values are what we want. -1, 3, and 4 are the answers to that question. So I just simply go x equals -1, 3, and 4, and those are the proper answers. Now you can plug those in, and you could check your answers, and they would work. Both sides would be the same number. I prefer to spend time showing you how to graph these and work with the calculator. So here's the second one. The second equation looks like this. You type them in, and then you push graph, and here's what you get. You get this line that streaks across the page, and then I get this roller coaster looking thing that bubbles here, bubbles down here, goes back up, and it looks like this line streaking across the page is going to cross this part of it, because this part of it's going to just keep going up and up and up, and eventually those two are going to come together. So then I go second calc, intersect. Even though it's off screen, I can hit that enter 3 times, and I'm still going to get what I'm looking for here in this for an answer as I'm going through this, and it gives me 448. Right, so that meant at 4, they were hitting way up there at 48. So it does work. So this one has an answer of x equals 4. And so what you could do to plug that in is you'd have to plug it in each of these spots where all of the x's are, and then just go through and multiply things and make sure that it is working. All right, so it all comes down to using your calculator, second calc buttons, maybe the table or whatever, but you're looking for the x coordinate of the point of intersection.